What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Uber Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So I wanted to talk about Mikey Garcia calling out Errol Spence for like the third time. You know, I don't know, a lot of people feel like he's just name dropping and use his name, you know, to create leverage or to promote his fights or whatever people feel like he's doing it for. At this point in time, I really don't know if that's the case. Mikey Garcia don't strike me as the type to just, you know, use other people to promote and leverage himself and propel his fights and promote his fights and promote himself. He just don't strike me as that type. Usually when he calls out fighters, you know, it's that he usually means it. You know, he calls them out, he really wants to fight them. You know, so him calling out Errol Spence, I don't think it's a publicity stunt. I do think that he wanted to test his skills and see how he matches up against somebody as, you know, stiff of a task as Errol Spence would be for him. Especially him coming up 3 weight classes, him fighting at 135, Errol Spence fighting at 147. So that's about 3 weight classes, because you figure he would be moving up from 135, 140, and 147. So it's about 3 weight classes. Although he did campaign at 140 and win a title versus Sergey Lipinets at 140. So, you know, some people would say it's only 1 weight class because he won a title at 140 already. But at this point in time, he's dropping back down to 135, and he's going to fight Robert Easter sometime in August, I believe. So he did an interview with Ellie Setback, ESNEWS. Shout out to Ellie Setback, shout out to ESNEWS. And they were talking about Eddie Hearn's promotional, the new deal with the Zone, and the meeting that he had with Eddie Hearn and what Eddie Hearn was offering. And came up that he was asking Eddie Hearn about the other fighters that Eddie Hearn possibly could sign, because he wanted to make sure that he would get a chance to fight these type of fighters and certain fighters. Errol Spence's name came up in the conversation. And when Errol Spence's name came up, Ellie said, "Oh, Errol Spence, you know, Errol Spence is one of the dudes, and you want to fight Errol Spence." And Robert Garcia said, "Oh, maybe," he jumped in and said maybe 2 or 3 years. But Ellie said, "Well, you want to fight him ASAP." And so Mikey Garcia responded by saying, "No, I want to fight him in December. After this fight with Robert Easter, I want to fight Errol Spence in December." And this is how. So Ellie asked Robbie. He said, "Robbie, you saying 2 to 3 years? He want to fight him in December." He said he's not. Robert said he's not ready right now. He said, "Give it about 2 or 3 years." So Mikey was basically challenging Robert and saying he mentioned a couple, you know, something like, you know, we could do it. I think we could do it, or something like that. And Robert was, you know, he was standing firm 2 or 3 years. Robert Garcia, for most people that don't know, Robert Garcia was a fighter. He lost to Diego Corrales big time. He was the champion at the time. Diego Corrales took his strap. And that's the strap Floyd Mayweather took from Diego Corrales. So Robert Garcia and Floyd Mayweather were actually champions at the same time, in and around the same weight class. So Robert Garcia is not just a trainer, he once was a champion himself. This to me would be, at this point in time, for him to jump up after this fight with Robert Easter, seeing as though he get past Robert Easter, and jump up to 47 and fight somebody with the physical nature of Errol Spence. It's the career suicide, if you ask me. I think that could possibly be Mikey Garcia's last fight. I think that Errol Spence could beat him that bad. I think that it could get that ugly that this could possibly be his last fight if he was to fight Errol Spence in December, because I think that Errol Spence relentless pressure, relentless style, relentless body work, the way he breaks you down, you know, he does this to big fighters. You know what I'm saying? We heard rumors of Jamel Charlo saying how tough their sparring is, and Jamel Charlo is a big 154 pounder. He's not even a 47, he's a big 154. We see how big Kell Brook is, and we see him systematically and physically break Kell Brook down. We saw what he did to a boxer, elusive, quick, boxer, although he was never an elite boxer, Chris Algieri. The pressure, you know, that he puts on you. We saw, okay, the type of physical nature and fighter Lamont Peterson is. We saw what he did. He totally dismantled Lamont Peterson. Mikey Garcia, I don't even think would beat Lamont Peterson at 47. I think Lamont Peterson physical nature would be too much for Mikey Garcia. So, you know, I know he tested his skills and he did well against Adrian Broner, but that's also a testament to the fact that Adrian Broner just refuse to let his hands go. You know, so Errol Spence, though, at this point in time, the physical nature, the physical attributes that he brings to the table, the youth, the strength, the size, no. Mikey, don't let you know what? And he's doing what we want most boxers to do. We want them to call out other fighters. We want them to be test the will. You know, we want them to be tough. We want them to challenge the best. We want to see the best fight the best. But at this point in time, he's just not ready, man. He's just not ready. Physically, he's not ready. Mentally, he won't be ready for that. You know, it's going to be a whole culture shock to him to jump in the ring with Errol Spence. I know he may see flaws that he think that he could expose in Errol Spence, but I watched the Sergey Lipinets fight, and him himself was getting exposed in that fight, and that fight was at 140. And Sergey Lipinets don't bring near the pressure, near the physical nature and the ability that Errol Spence brings. And he's a 40-pounder. But he's awkward. He has strength. He was hitting Mikey Garcia with shots and relentless pressure that Mikey Garcia was having a tough time dealing with at times. Sergey Lipinets just wasn't experienced enough or well-rounded enough to be able to combat and capitalize on the mistakes that Mikey Garcia or the lack of physical nature that he brought to the table. Sergey Lipinets wasn't able to fully expose that. Errol Spence will truly and fully expose that. No doubt about it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. You know what I'm saying? So I think it would be career suicide, and I think that possibly could be Mikey Garcia's last fight. I'm not bullshitting. That could possibly be Mikey Garcia's last fight. Trust me. Errol Spence is nothing to play with. At all, man. Errol Spence brings a physical nature, a physical prowess that most boxers his size, or maybe even a little bit bigger, haven't seen. Let alone, we saw what Lamont Peterson, like I said, Lamont Peterson was a 40-pounder who moved up to 47, felt comfortable at 47, but you've seen the size difference. You've seen the difference. And Lamont Peterson is an in-your-face, in-the-pocket type of fighter. He's a physical fighter, entertaining. But we saw the difference when he got in there with Errol Spence. Mikey Garcia will not be able to keep Errol Spence away from him. He will not be able to outbox him. He will not be able to avoid him and use the ring. None of that's going to work against Errol Spence. So this could possibly be career suicide. So, you know, Team Garcia, Robert Garcia, got the right idea when he said 2 or 3 years, not right now. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully Mikey Garcia listened to his team and follow protocol, because guess what, man? He get in there and make the mistake getting there with Errol Spence, and that could possibly be his last fight. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about it. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hey, like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon, get all new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, man. And follow me on Instagram. It's your boy Blue. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Should Mikey Garcia jump in the ring with Errol Spence in December? Let me know what y'all think. Drop a comment in the comment section. That's all I got. Peace.